Go for it.
We've lost by 2-1 today in a dreadful performance against Manchester City. And we have another Man United fan. What's your thoughts on that, man?
I don't know why you're saying it was. I don't know if it's dreadful, man. Like City are brilliant. Like I hate saying it, but they're excellent. Like,
So was it just a case of that? City are just better than us?
Like your man there before was going on about, we played against Watford away, we played against Arsenal away, we were way better. Like Arsenal and Watford aren't.
Wenger out.
Arsenal and Watford are nothing on that City team. Like their movement off the ball, unbelievable. Like their ability to keep possession is ridiculous. Like I don't think it was, like, fair enough, it wasn't an outrageously good United performance, like, but we weren't terrible. They're just so good. At the end of the day, if we come second to that City team in the league, I know it's awful to say, and I want to win the league every year, but we can't win it every year, and they're so good.
You know what? Not one fan has actually walked past and said what you're saying. It's interesting to see a different viewpoint.
It's awful to say.
You're just saying, they were that good, and that's the end of it.
I hate saying it, but they're really good. Like, he pumped millions and millions in. So did we, but he spent 150 million on fullbacks.
Man United were negative, or? So I thought they were from
they're
a
small bit negative, but are you trying to tell me that Ferguson never set up like that, against teams that good?
Against Man City, at Old Trafford.
No, against teams that good. When did Ferguson play?
Doesn't matter when you're at Old Trafford.
When did Alex Ferguson play against a Man City team that good?
Doesn't matter when you're at Old Trafford and you're playing so negative, like they did today.
There was a clear difference in the way we set up, weren't there? I mean, from the off, we were all behind the ball. We were happy to let them have it.
The same team. Four of them, the same team. Point out the negativity to me, if we had won 2-1, what would you be saying in front of the camera?
Well, you asked him a question. I mean, it's actually turned into an interview. You said point out the negativity. Point out the negativity. Why was it such a poor performance?
From the first minute, to me, for the first minute, Lukaku, one of them, from the first minute, when the players got the ball, whatever position they were in, they didn't seem to want it. They didn't seem to want to do what they did in Ferguson's year.
I'll agree with you now, right? That there was a 15-20 minute spell in the first half where Rojo and Young specifically, every time they got the ball, they hoofed it. And I'll agree with you on that, right? Seriously negative. But you compare it to City at home here last September 16, when we played basically 6-7 at the back. It wasn't that negative. It's Mourinho certainly improved.
Times moved on, mate. Times have moved on. They're second in the league. They're going for the.
I know, man.
Second in the league. They've got to win. They've got to win today.
I'd love if we came out today.
Got to win today.
Man, I'd have loved if we came out today, gave a swashbuckling performance.
Lukaku, without me, without Drogba, he's just lazy. He's not getting fed enough. Without Drogba, Lukaku's nothing. He's nothing. He shouldn't be at United. He shouldn't be at United at all. He's nothing. Lukaku, he shouldn't be at United.
He's a lazy bastard.
He is. Without Pogba, he's nothing. He's nothing. He ain't got it in him.
But is it a question that he just needs to be fed, and if he has no supply, he's not going to get it?
No strikers, and he's feeding.
He's got 13 goals.
What?
He's got 13 goals.
What do you make on Lukaku? I mean, is it down to him? What's gone wrong today?
His first touch, mate, he's absolutely racist. Got a touch, mate, he can't control shit. Winking players up, Martel and Rashford there. They're playing, got absolutely nothing. He scores against shit clubs. Don't get me wrong, Lukaku will come good, yeah, but at the same time, he needs to sort his touch out. Paying £50 million for a striker, and he starts sorting it out. Yeah, big teams. Our 2 goals we conceded today, absolute shambles. Sunday league shit, both and bounce in the area. Where's the commander? Where is it? Remember back in the time we had Vidic? Not a chance in a million years that ball's in the box. Vidic would have let anything. No one there commanding. Who's there? Lindelof and Smalling. Absolute shambles. Someone needs to sort it out. One person's going to send last and sort it out. Oi, in Manchester, he's Lukaku.
So I guess what?
Lukaku.
He doesn't put it about. I mean, everyone's jumping onto Lukaku and saying how poor he was.
Can I just say one thing before I get off, right?
Go on.
The fact that everyone says that Lukaku needs Pogba. The fact that everyone says Lukaku needs Pogba says more about the other midfielders than it does about Lukaku. Because Herrera and Matic can't put the ball on the plate from the same way.
No, Mo. You're saying about Lukaku's. Go on. What do you want to say, man?
Right, earlier in the season, when Lukaku was receiving the service from midfield, he were banging him in, yeah? He put 7-8 in the first 5 games. Lukaku were bam. Oh, you're on point in the Premiership. Lately, if Lukaku's not receiving service from Pogba, whether it's due to Pogba being banned or Pogba being injured or whatever, he's lazy. He stands there and waits for service from Pogba. When Pogba's not about, what's he going to do? £100,000 a week to fucking stand there.
So is it simple as that? We bought the wrong man in the summer and we need to get rid of him already?
When he's getting the right service, he can put the goals in. But is that not the same for anybody? Is that not the same for anybody?
It's a good, like I said, and that's why we're divided on opinion.
Imagine if we signed Benzema. What would he bring to our team?
Yeah, but he shouldn't rely on the service.
Yeah, but another thing as well, yeah, you can't blame it on Lukaku. It's Pogba's fault for getting sent off all the time. He needs to slow down his game and chill out. He's at United, we need him. He's getting big money. Do you know what I mean? Play your money. Red card.
Guys, I don't know what you guys think. Yeah, we're talking a lot about Lukaku's situation, but I saw problems all over the pitch today where we wasn't at Manchester City, and that's what I mean. So away from Lukaku, if we leave Lukaku aside, we've heard a lot about Lukaku. What about the team performance? What about the way we set up today?
Well, let's look at the manager, because he's the one who sets the team up, and at the end of the day, he's bought the wrong players, he's picked the wrong team, and he's picked the wrong formation, and he's deployed the wrong tactics. We've gone and played City, who've been struggling for the last 2 games, maybe 3 games, picking off results. Yeah, we used to do that in the old days. We'd win 1-0 in the last knockings of the game. But I don't want to keep harping back to Lukaku, but you've got someone playing up front. He played up front on his own. He's not match fit to do it. He's not good enough. He can't head the ball. He can head the ball, but at the end of the day, if it's a 50-50 challenge, he can't make it. We need someone who can do the business, and Lukaku's definitely not the right player, whether it's in the air or on the floor. And also, going back to Mourinho, he brings on Ibrahimovic. He takes off.
Herrera went off, and then he took off. He took off Lingard.
He took off Lingard and brought on Ibrahimovic. Yeah, it's just not right. It's just not right. The big question I'm asking is, why did we go for Mourinho? I said when Mourinho was going to be appointed, I'd never watch United again.
Who would you have instead? At the time, who would you have gone for?
To be honest, I don't really know.
Just not him.
But certainly not him. He's just not good enough for United.
Thanks very much. We've lost by 2-1 today in a terrible performance against Manchester City in a must-win game. Where did it all go wrong, man?
Gutted, man. A lot of mistakes. But biggest mistake, I would say, we just ain't got a midfielder. Do you know what I mean? It's like Herrera wants to do the hard work. Herrera wants to, he's doing the hard, dirty work. But when the ball's free, he ain't doing nothing with it. Just like I'm saying, he doesn't show for it. It was a shame. The biggest person that we had as an outball, Lindelof. That's not good enough. If we're waiting, I knew Rojo didn't have it, but relying on Lindelof to give us the outball is crazy. Lukaku, criminal.
We were playing so many long, high balls up to Lukaku. He looked like he just didn't want to fight. When he got into decent positions, he was wasteful.
You know, I'm not gonna get onto Lukaku. Do you know what I mean? He's done the last few games. He has been good, no goal. Do you know what I mean? But today, not good enough. But then, I felt like if we played our own game, like Martial, you see when I'm running with the ball, perfect. Do you know what I mean? It's sad, man. I'm gutted because we shouldn't be a team that relies on Pogba in it. But it's clear
we're a one-man team.
It looks like it. Do you know what I mean? You have to call it. Yeah, it looks like it. Do you know what I mean?
I don't think they're a one-man team.
You know what I mean?
I think he's like a pivotal part of the jigsaw, though. Still. You know?
I think it's not over though. Mathematically, I know it sounds crazy. It's not over. Do you know what I mean? Got to pick ourselves up. January's important now. Because I say, who do we bring?
Do we need to go? Do we need to get in the transfer market and change it?
A midfielder, because Herrera can't just play. I'm not getting onto Herrera, but please listen to me. Herrera can't move with the ball. We can't have players in the team that only do one job. That's pointless. He's not just here to man mark. We need to play our game.
I think it's easier to say, oh yeah, we're doing all right, like left back and right back. End of the day, Valencia signed for Man United as a right winger, and he's playing right back. Don't get me wrong, he's adapted and he's all right. You play the top teams. I don't know. Let's say left back. Yeah, we're playing Ashley Young, right?
Yeah.
If Ashley Young was playing for any other team in the Premier League right now, and I'm not saying it's his fault, but I'm just saying we ain't got a left back that's going to play for us at the minute.
I don't think that's fair. That's not why he lost the game.
I'm not saying it's his fault. I'm saying this is part of the problem. Yeah. We've also got Herrera in midfield, which he's a grafter. He might be all right as a 3. But as a 2, I don't.
Is it a question of square pegs and round holes? We're not.
We're not saying. We've got people in places that, in other teams, I think they're good players. They're brilliant players. In our team, how we're playing at the minute, United aren't pulling up trees at the minute because they've got players playing in places where they don't need to be. If they go elsewhere, they will look like good players again. You know, I'm not digging anybody out. I'm just saying we've got players in places where they don't belong. You know,
if you check the stats, look at how many chances we have with Pogba in the team and when he's not in the team. So that's it. If we can get a player, Lindelof, if we started with him, would have been better.
I'm saying Lindelof is cool.
And Rashford wasn't good enough today. I'm sorry. I don't know the people at home, but Rashford, to me, he got the goal, but didn't do enough today. But that's it.
I went to Watford. I went to
channels. I like both channels.
I went to Watford. I went to Watford away. Yeah. Bruv, I went to Watford away. Yeah. Rashford's getting hammered by Mourinho on a touchline because he's not grafting, because he's misplaced one pass. It today he starts, and I'm thinking, is he starting because it's a Manchester derby, or has he started? You know, these guys.
But that's what seems to happen though. You know, when we're winning, everything's rosy. You know, and it starts rumbling amongst the fans. We're arguing. How can we move forward? Do we just hit panic station, or can we move forward?
No, none of that. I support every player. I'll support every player. United will keep going. We'll have a go. You know, we'll have a go. But in a minute, the odds are stacked against us. You know how it is. You know.
What about the way we approached the game today?
Anybody else got anything to say? Is anyone going to walk on by? You know.
The way we approached the game today, yeah. Do you think he approached the game like that because Pogba wasn't there?
No, I think he approached the game like that because he was scared.
Simple as that.
Yeah, he's scared. He didn't want to get beat. You know, he didn't want to get beat, did he? He got beat. You might as well lose 5-4 and have a go.
City are shit.
Thank you very much for talking to us, man.
People say City are shit. City are better than United, bro. You know.
We've lost by 2-1 today in a bad performance against City. I'm here with Spencer, United fan. What do you make of it, man?
I mean, I feel like one of our problems was that the midfielders were holding on to it too long when they needed to pass, and the strikers were passing when they needed to dribble and find time and space. And, I mean, we needed Pogba, which was obvious. We did. Herrera didn't play very good. But I think we should have subbed on Zlatan earlier because he only had, 10-15 minutes to do anything, and it's hard to do that when, you don't have any time. I say that he should have gone on at least 5-10 minutes earlier. That way he could have made a difference.
Everyone has been slating Lukaku today. What do you make of him?
I feel like in the midfield, he didn't really have anybody to give him a good ball, and we'd always play it a little too much, not enough. And like they said, we needed Pogba because they're good mates.
Walking the bus at home, it's wrong.
And so I think that if he had another option to get the ball from, then it would have been a lot easier for him.
Obviously, we needed to win today to keep pace with City. We haven't. Is that it? Is it over in terms of winning the league?
Possibly, but you got to think positive. If they did like last season, they went first 10 games undefeated and then got third in the league. And if that happens again, then it's very possible for us to win the league, especially in the January transfer window. A lot of people are running out of contract, and it'll be easier for us to get some more center defensive midfielders, center mids.
Well, I hope you're right, Spence. Thanks for talking to us, man. Cheers. Thank you. Check it out on YouTube later on. You see it. Lost by 2-1 today. Must-win game, and we've lost it. Craig?
Second in everything. Everything. Shit. That's it. You wanted the real me, you know. Lukaku, again, was he on? Just De Bruyne, class.
We didn't have, when we was talking about a game plan for De Bruyne. There wasn't one, was it? He was just allowed to just run around and do what he wanted.
Space that was in the centre of that pitch for De Bruyne to do what he was doing. He was just walking through us like a hot knife through butter. That's why he's, I would say, probably one of the best centre midfielders in the world at the moment. You know, we need some reinforcement there, you know, because Herrera, obviously, Mourinho's giving him the nod today. He ain't doing the job. We need Ozil. I would go for Ozil personally. Griezmann, forget him. Something's got to happen with Lukaku. Got to do something.
Do you think he's good enough? Do you think he's good enough to stay at the club? I know it's his first season. Yeah,
he's good enough. Everyone over there is going to say he's not good enough. Everyone went through a drought. Every player's been through a drought. You know, look at him last week. Well, this week, he scored a goal. lovely connection, but we need him firing. It's starting to show that he ain't getting the goals. You know, it's starting to show, and everyone is saying, get rid of Lukaku's crap, Lukaku this, Lukaku that. You don't pay 90 million for a player that's, you know, that's shit. Do you know what I mean?
Jose, I mean, the way we set up, I don't know what you think, like the way we set up, the players were all behind the ball and happy to let City have it. And I know that City are a good footballing team, so to some extent you've got to pay him respect. Did we pay him too much respect?
Who, Jose?
No, well, us as a side, Jose's tactics, our players, did we play them? Did we give them too much respect?
Yeah. Just gave them too much room. That was it. Simple. Rojo got the ball, hoof it. That ain't the way.
Where's that come from? I mean, we was long balls in straight lines. Someone said to me, "We're not Stoke," and for a lot of that period, we did play like a Stoke.
It was a lovely game, and I think United won't get relegated.
He's thrown me off.
All right. Is the title done? Forget about it.
It's not over till it's over. It's not over till the last game of the season. We had this conversation before. It ain't over till it's like, all right, they're 11 points now. But who City got midweek?
I don't even know who they're playing. But I know they've got Spurs soon. They got some difficult games. But
drop points. A lot of people will say they won't drop points. City have won it. We're still behind them. You know.
We're in a battle for fourth now.
Fourth? Yeah. No, we'll stay second. We'll stay second. You know, was it Chelsea's lost? Arsenal drew, you know.
Liverpool drew. You know, it's the scores today and yesterday have gone with us, I think. You know, but it's a bit of a kick in the teeth because we wasn't really looking behind us. All we was looking is up and trying to catch City and really get that big win today, and we didn't do it.
If I was Jose, I would have took Lukaku off at half time. I would have took Ashley Young at half time, swapped him for Shaw, because Shaw for CSK, he was rapid, and Ashley Young couldn't handle Sané. Couldn't handle him. Sané was running rings around him.
He was on the other side though. It was Sterling. It was Sterling.
Yeah, Sterling as well.
Well, he had a big kick at him, didn't he? Because he was taking the mick out of him for a little bit. You know.
Yeah, but Sterling, well, he's shining at the right time. De Bruyne's shining. Mane's shining. You know, the referee, he also had a stinker.
How bad was he today? I mean, he lost control of the game. If you ask me, he was shocking.
The crowd just went. The crowd just lost motivation as well. They were starting on each other, everything. But yeah, he was terrible. That referee, absolute terrible. I'm not blaming him for the result. You know, you can't blame him for the result.
He didn't help, did he? He was shocking at times, wasn't he?
No, broke the flow. You know, broke the pace. United heads dropped because of it, I think. You know, even Ibra, he done his little bit. You know, he could. I'm happy Lindelof come on, done what he had to do. But yeah, brush ourselves off Wednesday night against Bournemouth. Hopefully we come away from the 3 points. City lose, game on again. Game on again.
Craig, thanks a lot. Yeah, cheers, man. Thank you. We've lost here by 2-1 in a massive must-win game today. I'm absolutely gutted, if I'm honest with you. I'm so disappointed by the way we've approached that game. Yes, City are a fantastic team. They're an attacking team, and you know there has to be periods of containment. There has to be periods of sitting off. We allowed them way too much time, too much space. De Bruyne had the freedom of the park. A lot of people were calling for Herrera to do a number on him, similar to what he did against Hazard last year when we played Chelsea. And you kind of thinking there's got to be some clear game plan. I said in my previews of the game that I think Jose's going to have a game plan, and it looked like we didn't have a game plan. It looked like we had no answer to City's midfield. Yes, we knew Pogba was going to be missing. I'm not having that as an excuse. We needed to find a way today to impact upon the game. On the flanks, Martial and Rashford didn't get at anyone. In midfield, we were overrun. The amount of times I saw David Silva, the amount of times I saw Kevin De Bruyne travelling 20-25 yards with the ball unchallenged. First and second challenges, headers, not winning them, seconds, not winning them, 50-50s, not winning them. I struggle to understand why we've approached the game in that way. Against Arsenal, we showed that if we press players in the right areas at the right times, we can force mistakes, and that's what we should have done to City today, and we didn't do that. So I'm really disappointed in that, and I don't understand why we were so negative. I don't understand why we're so negative. I really thought after that Arsenal game, after the Watford game, difficult away games, that we would really stick it on City today. Given that Pogba was missing, we had to show that reaction. We had to show that fight. Didn't get it. I wanted it from the first 5 to 10 minutes. I wanted us to go into tackles, go in hard. All right, they've got some amazing footballers who can play amazing football. I understand that. So we needed to make it a dirty game, a hard, a gritty game. We didn't do that. And I think that's why we've lost the game today. Yes, for most of that first half, we were pretty non-existent. It took for them to score for us to actually wake up. Martial went on a little run, and on a different day, he finds the corner with the shot that he had. And, you know, we get back into the game at 1-1, and we put a bit of pressure on them. We probably, in all honesty, didn't want half-time to come. But it did, and we came out not as bad as the first half, but the defending today, we've conceded 2 goals today from set pieces. Absolutely shocking. And, you know, our defence has been fairly good in patches this season. We haven't conceded many goals, but to concede goals in that manner, in that way, not learning from the first time that we done it when we went 1-0 down, was just unbelievable. And Jose will be tearing his hair out about that. But I do put it down to his tactics. There was a clear emphasis on us just sitting off them. And like I said, I understand we're going to have to sit off City to a certain extent. They can play football, they can play ball, but to sit off them to the extent that we did and allow them the space and time that they had to pick passes. Sane was a constant threat. And for all we want to get onto Sterling and about diving and being a cheater and all of this, and yeah, all of that's true, but the guy had a good game. You know, he was a constant threat. Sane, constant threat. Jesus, constant threat. You know, they pulled us all about the park, and it just wasn't good enough. It just wasn't good enough. As you see in the fan cams, there's a lot of angry fans today. A lot of people jumping on Lukaku's back today. Yes, he wasn't good enough again today. It wasn't just his fault. That's not the reason that we lost, because there was a lot bigger problems with our performance than that. But he didn't win his 50-50s. When he did get rare moments to impact upon the game, he fell short. He lost the ball.
We were so poor, and Michael Oliver had such a poor game.
Yeah,
such a poor
I
game.
agree. The referee was poor. As the fan just said there, the referee was poor. I don't want to blame the referee for losing, because that wasn't the reason why we lost. But he wasn't good. He wasn't good. So where do we go from here? For me, I said if we lose today, that we'll be done. In terms of the title, we'll be done. I'm going to stand by that. 11 points for me is too big a gap to bridge against City. So I think the best we can do now is try and get some sort of consistency back and focus on the cup competitions, in my opinion. Some fans did take the opposite side to it, to say, you know, it's not over until it's over. And, you know, we got Bournemouth midweek, and, you know, we go there and win. Well, we come here and win, sorry. We get 3 points out of that, and City miraculously lose. It can happen. They've got tough games, I understand that. But for me, City could lose the next 3 games on the bounce and still be ahead of us. I just think it's too much of a big ask. And with the way we're playing right now in the big games, it's inconsistent. You know, that Arsenal performance, yes, we rode our luck at times, but we showed that if you have a game plan and try and implement that game plan and press at the right times, we can force, you know, teams into making mistakes. We were at home today. We were at Old Trafford, you know, and City have now come and set a record for, you know, consecutive wins on our patch. You know, it's embarrassing. I was sitting next to the City fans, and you could hear them, you know, park the bus chanting it. It's embarrassing. It was embarrassing. And I think at times today City mocked us, you know. There was a time at the end of the game when they were managing it well and running down the time in the corner, just repeatedly kicking it against our players, just taking the mick, you know, going down, wasting time. Can I be angry at City for doing that? It's good game management. If we was at their place trying to go, you know, 11 points clear, knowing that, you know, we come out of there with a win, we would have done the same thing. So, you know, I'm not going to get onto City too much. I'm not going to have sour grapes. They're a fantastic team, but they've got weaknesses. They've got weaknesses which I really thought we could exploit today. But we didn't do that. We didn't do that today, and I don't think we have anyone to blame but ourselves. Like I said, City are a good football team, but we allowed them way too much space, way too much time. And I'm starting to worry about how we fix this. I mean, Jose's got some interesting pieces of the puzzle that he needs to fix. I mean, as soon as Pogba goes, we have nothing. We have no creativity. And I was asking fans today, are we a one-man team? And some fans were saying, yeah, we are a one-man team, and that's not good enough for a club of our stature, a club with our history. It's not good enough, and that really annoys me. That, you know, our plan B is Herrera. You know, Herrera's got a lot of guts, he's got a lot of heart, but ability, opening teams up, driving forward with the ball, making forward passes. It's not his forte. What we needed from Herrera today was to sit on De Bruyne, take him out the game. Sit on Silva, take him out the game. Didn't get it. Matic didn't have a great game as well, if I'm honest. But it's very difficult to pick out one individual player for a bad performance. We were just poor. So very dejected. It's a big come down from the Arsenal result. It's a big come down from the Watford result, where it looked like we managed to keep at 8 points, which was a big ask. It was a big ask to even keep at 8 points, and we managed to do that. We set our own stage up here today, and to put in that sort of performance. And you see in the fan cams, the fans are fuming. A lot of people calling for Jose's head. A lot of people saying that Lukaku's not good enough. We should never have got him. A lot of discontent. Ashley Young should never have played left back today. Some people calling for Shaw. I think it would have been a bit too early for Shaw. I think that's a bit of an unfair criticism there. But yeah, not good. A lot of people saying we need to buy in January. It seems, after one result, things can change, and all of a sudden it can feel like we're at rock bottom. And it does feel like that today. A lot of discontent among fans, a lot of arguing. It's not nice to see. But the players have put in that sort of performance, and unfortunately that's what can happen in a game of this magnitude with what was lying on today to keep our season alive in terms of winning the title. That's what's going to happen. So thanks for watching, guys. You drop your comments in the boxes below. I want to know what you guys have to think of that today, because it was a really bad result. Thanks for watching.